give you the land. Only my love.
That's the only thing of yours I don't want. The Quest Knights have failed. They're all dead. You are dead too. I shall come back and take Camelot by force.
And so the battle begins between King Arthur and his illegitimate son Mordred in Excalibur, the latest retelling of the legend of King Arthur, and one of 5 movies we'll be reviewing this week on Sneak Previews. Across the aisle from me, Roger Ebert, film critic of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And across the aisle from me is Gene Siskel, film critic of the Chicago Tribune. In addition to Excalibur, we'll also be reviewing Modern Romance, the new comedy by Albert Brooks. We'll take a look at what many people are calling the movie event of the year, the resurrected 1927 classic Napoleon. And we'll take a look at what many people are calling the movie non-event of the year, Heaven's Gate. But first, Gene starts with the new Sylvester Stallone thriller, Nighthawks.
Nighthawks represents the latest attempt by Sylvester Stallone to break free of his Rocky Balboa character, and I think he's perfectly acceptable in Nighthawks. As a New York detective assigned to track down and capture a vicious international terrorist, Stallone's partner in Nighthawks is Billy D. Williams. Both characters are quite theatrical, and they're not the reason I enjoyed the film. The reason is I got caught up in hating the terrorist and very much wanted to see this guy stopped. That's why I was rooting for Stallone and Williams here as they chase the terrorist through a subway train. The terrorist escapes and ends up taking some hostages in an aerial tramway swinging over New York's East River. He shoots one hostage, and then he summons Stallone to the hijacked cable car and gives him a message for the press.
How do you feel? Helpless? Could have cut the cable. It's a long way down.
Why'd you kill the woman?
I wanted to.
So why don't you kill me?
In due time. We're not that different, Deke. I do not enjoy killing, but it's my job. Someone has to do it. I represent oppressed victims who have nothing. I speak only for them. I'm their voice. I'm a liberator.
You think you're a liberator?
It fascinates you.
It does.
The child. Come on. Come on. Give it to me.
Please be careful.
Sit down. This is for the press. Now, you may drop the child.
Oh, no.
Don't drop this.
You'll be all right. What if you don't win this time?
Try again. Shaka, lower him.
Please be careful.
Think that's a bit melodramatic? I agree. It's unlikely that a professional terrorist who craves anonymity would ever seek out a one-to-one, face-to-face duel with a detective. And yet I can't deny I was caught up in the chase elements of Nighthawks. My explanation is that the reality of terrorism is so great in real life that this film cleverly exploits our desire to do something about the problem, and so we root for Stallone and Williams to simply stop that guy. And it's on that basis that I like Nighthawks.
Well, Gene, I disagree. I can't recommend the film. I don't think the reality of terrorism is so great in this film. For one thing, the terrorist belongs to no identified organization or cause.
But Roger,
he's a generic brand
wait a
terrorist.
minute. He is supposed to be that. It is very clear that this film was not supposed to make us question whether terrorist activity should exist. It's not a political film. It's a straight thriller.
I think that's just a cop-out by the people who wrote the film. I have some other problems.
That's what they wanted to do.
I don't think that two ordinary beat cops would be allowed to run all the negotiations with a terrorist. I can't believe that Stallone should have been his character so dumb that when the guy is in a cable car with a machine gun, Stallone gets in a helicopter and approaches him and hovers 20 feet away in the helicopter where he could be shot down. And also, at the beginning of the film and again at the end, Stallone dresses up in drag in order to catch a killer. In both cases, the killer, luckily, doesn't notice Stallone's beard. I think this is a really deep movie.
Well, I don't think it's a deep movie. I don't think it's trying to be. I think it's trying to be an urban thriller, and I think it gives us a villain that we want to see caught, and that's where I think it works.
I agree with you that it's trying to be an urban thriller.
Okay.
When comedian Albert Brooks made his first movie, Real Life, I think we had quite a disagreement here on Sneak Previews on that one, too. I seem to remember that you loved it and I hated it.
Right.
And that's one reason I was so pleasantly surprised by Brooks's new film, Modern Romance. This is one of the most refreshing, intelligent, and honest comedies I've seen in a long time. Brooks stars as a guy who suffers from compulsive possessiveness and jealousy. He'd like to break up with his girlfriend, but his ego can't stand the thought that if he breaks up with her, then they wouldn't be together anymore. Here they are, breaking up for the umpteenth time.
I don't think that we should go out anymore. I mean, I just think it's over.
Okay, it's over again.
No, not again. This is it. This is the last time. It's for real.
And you don't love me?
I do love you. I mean, love has nothing to do with this. Yes, I love you. I mean, that makes it very confusing, but I just don't think... I mean, you've heard of a no-win situation, haven't you?
No.
No? Really, no? You've never heard of one? Vietnam? This? I'm telling you, they're around. I think we're in one of them. I don't know, Mary. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to... I'm not doing well at it here.
No, I think you've already said it. Okay. So what do you want to do this time?
Well, it's not this time. This is it. This is the last time. I mean, I don't want to go through this any more than you do, and I think that this is... I mean, look, we're both free and clear, and that's the only time, I think, to do something like this, because God knows I don't want other people coming in here. It would kill me. I'm sure it would be hurtful to you, so I think now that we are both free and clear, aren't we?
Fine. Right. You're right. This is a good time.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean, good time? I didn't say good time. This isn't good. I didn't use that word. Maybe we're not free and clear if you think it's good. Are you seeing somebody else? Damn it, I'm psychic. I knew it. I hate the word paranoid, but it applies here. You're seeing somebody, aren't you?
You know everything. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine with me.
Well,
and don't call me. I mean it. Don't call me this time.
Okay, fine. I won't call you. Wait a minute, though. Come back. We can at least eat.
Reminds me of Nichols of May. Remember that song, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with? Well, Albert Brooks has that reversed in this movie. When he's with the girl he loves, he doesn't love her, but when he's away from her, then he loves her, and then he goes through all kinds of romantic agonies to get her back again. That means they suffer through a lot of inevitable emotional reconciliations, and here's one of them. He's jealous again, he's found her long-distance phone bill, and she's been calling some guy in New York.
I called the number, okay? A guy answered. Obviously, a guy isn't your brother's girlfriend. So who is he? You slept with him? Twice?
I'm going home.
All right, hold it. Just stop. Give me the bag. Listen to me. I couldn't help calling. I called because I love you. I mean, it's not so difficult to make a call. You press a few numbers, it's done.
How could you call that number?
I'd want you to call the number. I'd want you to feel that way.
It's an invasion of my privacy.
What should be private?
Look, we weren't even together then. That was August. You left me, remember? What was I supposed to do, not make friends?
Well, I didn't make any friends. I didn't make one long-distance call. You want to see my bill during those months? $8, $8.50. All right, this is a stupid argument. Look, I've got your bag here. Can we just have some fun, please?
We can't even have one good night together.
We can have a good night together. We're trying to work through this shit. This is how people do it. You have to work it out.
Sit down. I don't think we should go together anymore. This is too painful for me. I can't do this. It's over.
Marry me.
Marry you?
Be my wife.
Sure, if all else fails, marry her, and then divorce her, and then get back with her again. His girlfriend is played by Katherine Harold. She's wonderful in this movie. She walks a tightrope between affection and exasperation. She has the patience of a saint. Why does she put up with Albert Brooks? That's what he'd like to know. Modern Romance is the best movie since Annie Hall, about love me or leave me and then love me type relationships. I really liked it, and you know, I think this movie could catch on around the country and be a bit of a sleeper.
Well, I liked it too an awful lot. I've liked everything that Albert Brooks has done. I think he's a marvelous writer. I think that the bit about the $8 phone bill is very funny, and then he really just seems to skewer everything modern and contemporary about the way people love. We got to work it out, that phrase. And then when pushed, marry me. He really, he would like to be his parents in a much more simple time, and he really skewers today's world.
You know, one of the scary things about this movie, one of the insidious things, is the way that it sabotages the sincere generation. All of the things we say to each other in order to be honest and to reveal ourselves and to be warm and vulnerable, you know, and men are allowed to cry and everything like that. By the time you get done with this movie, you don't trust any of those things. The only guy you would trust would be Macho.
I think that's absolutely right. I think that this film, now we can understand why we're both comparing it to Annie Hall. There's a serious quality to it. It's very funny. I also am glad that you've come around on Albert Brooks. I think you ought to re-see Real Life. Real Life, and also, if there is a Nighthawks Part 2, you go see that too. Okay?
Gee, I'd really like to sleep through that double feature.
Now we come to one of the biggest stories of the year, Heaven's Gate, the $36 million Western with a message that was first released last November in New York City, where it was thoroughly roasted by critics there and then pulled from release after only 1 week's run, pulled to be re-edited from its running time of more than 3.5 hours. I saw the long version of the film in New York back in November, and it was pretty much of a mess. Bad sound, confusing characters and locations. Now, however, the film's been cut by 40%. It runs 2 hours and 18 minutes, and it's still a turkey. Heaven's Gate, set mostly in Wyoming in 1890, tells the story of the Johnson County wars between a Cattle Growers Association and immigrant farm families. In the film, the association draws up a death list of 125 immigrants and then hires thugs to have them murdered. Chris Christopherson plays the Harvard U.S. Marshal who wants to keep the peace. Christopher Walken plays a hired gun out to kill the immigrants, and French actress Isabelle Huppert plays a prostitute whom they both love. At her home, Christopherson confronts Walken, claiming that he failed to tell Huppert that her name is on that death list.
Appreciate your job, anymore, kid.
Dad! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Come on!
He doesn't give a damn about you. He didn't see fit to even tell you himself.
Tell me what?
The association's got a death list. And your name's on it. Get up, Nate. I'm gonna whip your ass.
Stop, please, now!
You yet?
Stop, no, please, Jim, stop it. Ned, is it true?
Well, I swear to Christ, I don't even know what he's talking about. I asked you to be my wife, Ella.
Lots of screaming there, but one of the major failures of the film is that it doesn't adequately explain those relationships. We don't understand at all why Huppert likes Christopher Walken. She even charges him for her sexual favors. The film concludes, as you might expect, with a pitched battle between the association, its thugs, and the immigrant families. But it's hard to tell the players without a scorecard because of all the dust in the air. Now, I just love that little subtitle at the end that says, "Help me." See, these are Slavic immigrants, and that supposedly it'll help us to know that she was screaming and meant "help me."
In the middle of all that chaos.
This
right.
is these are re-editing that they've done to help improve the story. So, I'm So Frightened, George read another title. This is really a screwball film. This was intended, though, to be an important film that said something, to show us that the West was built upon more than just Indian blood, that it's in the nature of corporate America to run roughshod over the working class. Well, unfortunately, we get those points in about the first 20 minutes of Heaven's Gate, and for the next 2 hours, we have to suffer through one boring and sometimes laughable conversation after another, interspersed with meaningless activities like a roller skating party and a baseball game. It's mostly because of the illogical character relationships, though, that Heaven's Gate, in its long form and its short form, fails completely.
Okay, now I agree with everything you've said so far. I want to go on and add some more categories. First of all, this is the most unpleasant movie to look at that I can remember. Not only do you get all the dust that we saw in that scene,
Yes.
but in other scenes you have smoke, you have fog, you cannot see the people, you can't see what they're doing. Then every scene is shot in soft focus, and it's all toned down into sepia tones of kind of a dirty, muddy yellow, so that there's nothing pleasant to look at. It's almost as if they set out to spend $36 million and put almost nothing on the screen.
Well, the thing that bugged me was that there's dust in all the rooms. So on the interior shots, it's also a lot of fog. I think this is just an example of what can go wrong when you try to build a grand-scale movie and forget, for me at least, that the characters are all important. They've spent too much money on the props, not enough time on writing characters who are going to walk in front of the props.
I was really shocked. I went to see it. I thought, gee, it can't be as bad as everybody said it was as bad as everybody said. This has been a big week, though, for Epics, Gene, and here we have another one, Excalibur, a visually breathtaking version of the whole panorama of the legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, including Merlin the Magician, Lancelot, Guinevere, and a sword called Excalibur. I stress the fact that Excalibur is visually beautiful because that's the movie's strong point. This movie is a feast for the eyes and a famine for the mind. It's great to look at, but you go crazy trying to figure it out. Now here's a key sequence from early in the film. While King Arthur marries Guinevere, Merlin the Magician and Morgana, Arthur's mysterious half-sister, have a private conference.
By the blood of Jesus Christ, I join you in marriage. Man to woman, king to queen, Arthur to Guinevere.
Don't you know me, Lord Merlin? Morgana of Cornwall.
You have your father's eyes.
I remember you. When my brother Arthur was born, you came and took him away.
And now you leave his wedding.
Because I'm a creature like you.
What is the stone that burns?
Sulfur, to mix with mercury.
What is that root?
Mandrake. The essence of it can prolong the act of love.
And if too much is taken?
Pain and death. That's it.
Ooh, you do know something of the art.
That's Nicol Williamson as Merlin the Magician and Helen Mirren as Morgana. And their relationship is the best one in the movie. Williamson plays Merlin as a sly, eccentric character who changes his mind and his magic from one day to the next. And he plays dangerous games with Morgana. He lends her some of his power, and she creates all kinds of mischief, including an affair between Lancelot and Guinevere. In this scene, Morgana visits Merlin's magic cave somewhere far beneath Camelot.
Here all things are possible, and all things meet their opposites.
The future.
And the past.
Desire.
And regret.
Knowledge.
And oblivion.
Love.
Oh, yes.
more. Show me the dragon. Tell me the sacred charm of making.
Even though such knowledge would burn and blind you.
Then burn me.
They're magnetic when they're on screen together, but the rest of the actors come over basically as dolts. I think you can see from both of the scenes we looked at that Excalibur is a great-looking movie, but unfortunately, the characters never really come alive except for Merlin and Morgana. The others seem doomed to perform disconnected, heroic gestures. They're brave and glorious one minute, the next minute they're all plotzed around the round table. The events in this movie don't develop, they passively unfold, so I'm in a dilemma. I love the way the movie looked, but I can't recommend the story.
I'm with you exactly. I did feel that these were a lot of people, modern characters walking around wearing costumes. You know, I never got the reality of this film, except, as you point out, particularly for me, Merlin, the character of Merlin. He's fascinating, he's electric, charming. I just can't understand why the director, John Boorman, who's made some pretty good films, Deliverance in particular, why he didn't make Lancelot, Guinevere, and Arthur more compelling characters. They're just interchangeable almost.
Sharply delineated characters. If you go back 14 or 15 years to Camelot, which was a movie I was not enthusiastic about, at least the characters were drawn with good brushstrokes. You could see who they were and how they related to each other. Here, as you mentioned, they're like mannequins wearing costumes, walking around in their armor in the river. Instead of romance, you want Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, it's a very unimpressive film from that aspect. Only Merlin seems to work. Now we come to the highlight of the show, the movie highlight of the year. The film is Abel Gance's Napoleon, a 54-year-old silent French classic that's currently touring the United States, complete with a new musical score performed live by a symphony orchestra right in front of the screen. The movie ran 4 hours at its Paris premiere in 1927, but it's hardly ever again played in that original version until recently, when director Francis Coppola sponsored a restoration of the original film and commissioned his father, Carmine, to compose and conduct a new score. The result is a once-in-a-lifetime movie experience, truly. Napoleon tells the story of the great French leader from his childhood through his love affair with Josephine up to his invasion of Italy. Here's a key scene from the film, the first singing of the French national anthem. The movie's most famous moments occur at the end. Director Abel Gance used a 3-image process, much like Cinerama, to portray Napoleon's triumph. Just imagine what those images look like marching across a huge 60-foot movie screen. It's quite spectacular. The power of this film is truly exceptional, and the power comes from more than just its earth-shaking characters. It's the film's visual style that's so impressive, I think, with director Abel Gance using his camera in ways that were revolutionary in 1927 and still set a standard today. This is an overpowering film achievement, and together with that orchestra playing right in front of the screen, I think you're going to find Napoleon to be a unique film experience.
I certainly did, and you know, this is the first time I've ever seen a silent film with an orchestra, and for me, it was spine-tingling. I think it will be for a lot of other people, too. It's a once-in-a-lifetime sort of thing, as you said. And another thing, I think a lot of people feel a certain ambiguity towards silent films. They're unfamiliar with them. They haven't seen a lot of them. They don't know whether they like them or not.
Especially one that runs 4 hours with an intermission on it.
This is shorter, in my opinion, than Nighthawks was. It goes by faster. And another nice thing about it, with talkies, I think we sometimes forget that when you're talking, you have to talk usually more or less realistically. You're caught at the level of the mundane. Silent films are set free from the bondage of language, and the images can soar, and this film is filled with wonderful images.
I think you could see it in the singing of the French national anthem with emotion that if you put it in a movie today, people say it's phony cornball. Here, one image, silent image after another, people emoting, it's great.
I know that if people have a chance to see this film in their city, I think I would jump at it.
Well, speaking of jumping, here's Spot the Wonder Dog jumping into the balcony. A little too late maybe to pounce on Heaven's Gate, but here he is. It's time for Dogs of the Week. Go ahead.
The week's worst movies. Gene, my dog this week is named Sphinx, and it's still another one of those dumb mummy movies with characters creeping through tombs and disturbing the bones of the pharaohs. Leslie Ann Downs stars in Sphinx as an archaeologist who discovers that King Tut's tomb was actually just a blind alley, a distraction from even greater and more unbelievable secrets. She stumbles over corpses, she gets attacked by bats, she gets locked in with mummies, and she falls in love with Frank Langella, more or less in that order. You know you're in trouble in a mummy movie when the archaeologist's flashlight keeps going out. If she carried extra batteries, Sphinx would have been exposed as just another one of Hollywood's pyramid schemes.
Ooh, okay. My dog this week is an inept romantic comedy called Cheaper to Keep Her, with private investigator Mac Davis romancing his tough-as-nails boss, Tova Feldsha. Eventually, he gets her drunk, and that's the message of the movie, fellas. Is your woman too independent? Get her drunk. She'll come across. That's a terrible message for any film, and it isn't made any more palatable by the film's knee-in-the-groin humor. Also, by the way, the title Cheaper to Keep Her has absolutely nothing to do with this movie. Economics are hardly the issue here.
Well, so much for the dogs. Now let's take another look at the main movies on this program. We disagreed on Nighthawks, the new Sylvester Stallone thriller. Gene got involved in the showdown with a terrorist. I thought he was a terrorist without a cause. We both voted yes, though, on Modern Romance, the new comedy starring Albert Brooks and Katherine Harold, with an on-again, off-again, maybe-again romance. We both recommend it highly. 2 disappointed no votes, though, on Excalibur. We like the look of the movie much more than its characters and story. 2 great big no votes on Heaven's Gate, the confusing, aimless, and extremely dusty Western by Michael Cimino. And finally, 2 wholehearted recommendations for Napoleon, a 1927 movie that's currently on national tour with an orchestra conducted by Carmine Coppola. This is a once-in-a-lifetime movie-going experience, and I think it's probably suitable for the whole family, let's say from about age 10 on up.
I agree. The film is moving around the country. It's scheduled for Atlanta, San Antonio, New Orleans, Los Angeles, probably play San Francisco, and many other cities, I think. It's proving to be a big hit. The ticket prices are stiff, up to $25, $10 to $25.
It's worth it.
I think it is worth it, too. That's it for this week. Next time on Sneak Previews, we'll review more new movies, including Hardly Working, the new Jerry Lewis comedy, The Howling, a thriller with people turning into werewolves, and Breaker Morant, the story of an Australian court-martial. Until then, we'll see you at the movies.
Funding for Sneak Previews was provided by this station and by other public television stations.